Oh, we're back. What's up? This is Prime Minds. It is January 28th, 2023. And one more time, man, for the crew, for the culture, for the NFT Web3 culture. What's up, guys? We're here. This is King Dav, BuyThaDip, Zmakin. How you feeling? What's going on? A lot going on, but how y'all feeling today?
Go ahead, Z.
I'm
Z
feeling
in the
great,
building.
man. It was a good night last night. Made a little bit of extra money. I got a house all to myself, so I'll let you guys imagine the situation that I'm in, and your imaginations can run wild.
Oh, shit. You could just fucking party.
Hey,
Podcast all day.
Yup, yup,
yep.
yup.
Dip, how you feeling, man? What's going on?
Hey, man, doing good. Feeling good after the elemental man. And just enjoy. A lot of stuff has happened between then, right? We had a town hall AMA and everything, so just really hyped to do this today and to talk about everything that's happened.
Yeah, man, shit. Let's catch up on it. A lot of it's going on, bro. A lot of times we have a guest on, but this time it's just us three. Prime Mind's kicking it. I know that we're on YouTube, so we'll be streaming. So if people have questions, just chime in. Mackin, I know you'll read them to us, and we'll engage with the audience. But a lot going on in the economy.
Yep.
Dip just said it. We had an elemental drop. The mint happened. We're going to talk about that. There's investors, a lot going on with CA itself and new partnerships. Shit, man, where you guys want to start? Look, this is the beginning of the year. 2023 is January. We went through a little bear market. We're going through a bear market. I think
Hmm.
some people are just trying to sit back and see what's going on with the economy, with Web3, with technology. Shit, let's start there.
Yeah.
Dip, what do you think, man? What's going on?
Oh man. So some are saying we're in a bull market. I always tend to be very cautious when we say that. Just because you know we still have high inflation, right? Things are starting to come down a little, but then you see a little hike in the market, and some people just think like, "Hey, man, it's here. It's time to invest." Just be very cautious during this moment. I know we're having little bull run right now, as you would say, but you got to give that in to New Year. A lot of people are also getting their taxes, so there's a little bit of extra money. Just be cautious going into the summer, which I would say, because what we were talking about last time, right? Like 29 or 30% of the people use their credit cards to pay their mortgage this month or some of their bills. Um, so just always keep that in
Yeah.
mind, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it right now, right? ETH up to about 1600, goes to about 16 to 1500 in those ranges. I think it's consolidating right now. Hopefully, it stays at this level. Hopefully, we did hit bottom, and we see a big leg up from here. Just gonna keep watching it though.
hmm Do you think is ETH and crypto in general is that still look like it's following the technology stock market, tech, Nasdaq, Facebook, stuff like that?
I would think so, right? Because as you see, like when crypto's up, and then you see technology's up, so it does follow technology.
hmm
If technology takes a hit, crypto's gonna take a hit, Tesla's gonna take a hit, Microsoft, Nvidia, and so on.
hmm You think people still sitting on the sidelines, still kind of waiting to see what happens?
Oh yeah.
Me myself, man, I like opportunities like this, right? I didn't have I think I skipped a lot of the bear market, right? I kind of got rid of some stuff. I let the bear market happen summer last year.
Hmm.
Picked up some things for some cheap assets. I picked up some PEs at a good time when the price was low. The PE floor is going well right now,
Oh
but
yeah.
still, like right now, it's like there's some potential coins I think that have the technology, that have good teams. Nothing changed besides like the hype around it, right? Nothing changed besides a lot of people loving crypto go and not a lot of people thinking about it now. Like they still have good teams, they still have good chains that work. We talked about Gala a little bit last time. They got a good infrastructure. Shit, I like coins like AVAX. I
Hmm.
like Matic with Polygon.
Right.
So there's a lot going on there. Like the technology is there. It's tested. It's tried and true. and it might be a good time to think about, which I'm looking at right now. I'm not in right now, but I'm looking at the dollar cost average for some of these things that have tested technologies.
Well, as you see,
what do you think, Mac?
Oh yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Mac.
Oh, you guys gonna let me jump in?
Yeah.
All right.
Mac, you're too fucking quiet for me, bro.
It's not like
I'm
him.
just sitting over here. I'm looking at. I'm just looking strictly at the market for Ethereum right now, right? And looking at the year over average, right now we are actually retesting a level. It's pretty straight across, all the way from the end of summer, end of July, or mid to end of July till the middle of September. It spiked a little bit, but it kept testing right about the level we're at right now. And then we had that drop in September. We had a little bit it was starting to come back up again towards the end of October, and then the yearly cycle started a week early, and we plummeted right before Thanksgiving, right in the beginning of November, right? And like I said, stays low, crabs, all the way to January, and now we're getting back up to test that level right now that we've consistently been testing since we came into the original bear market. The high was in the beginning of April, which is weird because usually the high comes around the 20th of April. Anyways, we had that huge dump, and then so we went all the way back down to 900, right?
Yeah.
Or right under 1,000
870
in June.
The lowest, I think.
Yep, and so we keep coming down and testing that level, and the level is dropping. So I really think over these next couple of weeks, we're going to see it either come back up and test, and we could be continuing to just stay at this consolidation point right around 1,600, or we could see it drop down again significantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I wonder
but just looking at the month calendar, we've already hit the peak, and we're on a continuing slow downturn of lower highs and lower lows for the last like eight days or so.
Okay. I'm a little more interested in seeing where a floor would be, like if we're bouncing off of a floor and coming back up, right? Yeah. Like you said, we're down to 870. I wonder if we're going to test that again, or if that's long gone. If we left that in the dust.
Just time
a decent floor is right around 1,200 to 1,250. If we drop below 1,200 to 1,250, which is where between the last two lows have been for this year, since we bounced off of that 900 floor, we could be going down further than that. But
time will tell, like Dip said. Yeah, it's still very early in the year. We're still in January.
Be cautious, man. If you're going to invest in anything, just invest in the things that you believe they're going to last long term. As we're seeing with this bear market, look at what's happened with a lot of these projects. They've just disappeared. They've run out of money, right? Or they weren't able to fulfill their promises, which we'll get into next. Which is a big thing. I'm very bullish on Champions Ascension being acquired by Plai Labs.
And one other thing. None of this podcast is financial advice. This is us just bullshitting and telling what we think is going on. So don't take anything what we say as financial advice, please.
Oh, yeah, please. Not for me, especially. Who knows what I lost this past year? Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But look, let's talk about CA. I think I just mentioned it, too, is there was a big dip over the summer, man. And I zooming out a little bit and looking at the whole story. Compared to a lot of other projects, especially in the bear market, how strong the PE floor is for Prime Eternals.
Oh yeah,
and going up right now, that's something to be, I think, excited about. So yeah, what are you thinking? What are you thinking, Dick?
Very bullish, man. As you see, I really thought, and we don't know yet, right? We still got to see until after reveal. Then we're gonna really know if the floor is gonna be sustainable for the primes, right? Because once the elementals reveal, then the hype kind of goes away. So I think we're doing pretty good right now. Right now, the floor for the primes is almost at 0.7, right? 0.6 to 0.7. So some offers are getting accepted at 0.5, not too many.
Let's explain that a little bit. When there's one project, but I guess, like subsequent drops, right? There's the first Genesis drop, and then there's the Generation 2 drop after it. Like, we kind of seen it a little bit with pets, or
Right.
if you looked at other projects that's done that. Tell the folks at home, man, like, what's the experience when there's like one project and different drops that follow it? What does the assets do? Mac, I know you do a lot of stuff
Go
too.
ahead, Mac.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll let Mac take this one.
Well, I mean, it really depends. A lot of the time when you have stuff, especially when it's unrevealed, you would expect to see the price of the Genesis collection pump. I really don't think that happened at all so far in Champions Ascension. Normally, you would expect to see it because people who are coming in and doing just the most minimal of research when they're trying to get these little unrevealed items to see what they're going to possibly get will find that Genesis collection and see if they're interested in it, they'll get that, right? Which drives the floor up a little bit. But when you have after the reveal, if you have a bad reveal or a lot of FUD, you can actually drive the overall cost of or the floor price down on your collection, just because you get people coming in, and if they don't have as much volume per se as they were expecting, like, it makes people lose faith in the original project as well. So you really, when you bring out a second collection, you're really putting at risk your first collection as well.
Well, yeah, you kind of take it right. It kind of takes, like, you got a lot of equity pinned up inside of that first drop, right? Like the Genesis drop. I guess you could look at it like that. Like, all of the value, the store of value, all of it, of the whole project is kind of put inside of the original drop. And then when you start making new drops, yeah, you're expanding, but you're also sharing a little bit of that value with the next drops moving forward. Right? It could do a couple different things.
And I mean, me as even being in the Web3, like the way I go about it is like
you're a Web3 professional, man. What are you thinking? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I just go to think like, in particular to this mint, right? Because it was free, trying to participate in the community as much as possible, so I could have a good chance of trying to get multiple elementals, right? And then with an idea of trying to land, like a 5S or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or if I land multiple good ones, then I can possibly maybe sell those on the secondary market and buy a Prime with it. Because at the end of the day, Prime is tier 1, right?
Yeah.
That's the source to everything. So why not try to capitalize on that? That's just kind of how, like, I think. But I also, like, for me, I'm personally not a flipper. I'm a holder. So I just might hold the ones that I want for my elementals, and then the rest I'll sell them and try to acquire another Prime.
Right. No, I feel you. Right now, as we're talking, I'm looking at the Prime Eternal floor. It's 0.66 ETH. I think in terms of the ETH, that's the highest ever with the floor, right?
No, it's been up to like 0.9 almost at one point, I thought, for a second. But it dropped back down to 0.7 really quick. In the mid-sevens range, which is, it was like 0.76 to 0.74 for a few days. And we're only 10% below that right now, really.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. I meant even recently, though, like, all that was like recent. We've been like highest recently, the most recently.
That's like only within the last month or max month and a half, because we've been starting to get eyes on the project and people are noticing it because the Elemental Mint was upcoming. Which
we can even take a look at the at how the mint went as well, because I have the site pulled up over here. You know how it had for the mint groups, right? So for the Prime claim and everything, as you guys see over here, only 62% of the Primes claimed them. So that 1,000 rolled over to, I was going to say the tier 2, but tier 1 was minted at 82%, and then tier 2 is where it got really crazy, right? Like, everybody started minting, and the site crashed multiple times. But, the team, I think the team did a good thing in giving 3 hours to mint the tier 1. I thought, that fixed a lot of things. And then the tier 2s, all of us already know it was over allocated. So,
Yes.
I mean, even getting some, it was going to be a challenge, at some point.
Yep. And I think what might have happened was it might have been trying to get botted, which crashed it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they prevented it from being botted.
Right.
Which made it so people who were actually actively attempting to continue to mint were able to, right?
Correct.
So it worked out really well. I know I personally had 5 tier 2s that I got, and I got all mine within the last couple minutes. Like there was literally 90 seconds left on the timer when I minted in my 5th wallet. And
exactly.
I got 99, I got number 9930. So
I think I was 9928, right below you too.
Yeah. No, you got 9929 is what
9929.
we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we were literally clicking buttons at the same time, but we got like some of the last ones. So when it went to public, there was probably
60.
I'd say no more than 60. Yeah.
60 left.
Yeah, it was gone. It was gone in 1 second.
Oh, that thing was not even, man, it wasn't even a second. It was like a millisecond.
Not even a second.
Like, I literally refreshed the page and crashed, and it was all sold out.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So,
it's gone.
Yeah. And
I tried refreshing the page like a few seconds before, so I would try and load it, but after, right? And it just was white.
Well, I thought that, kudos to the team, man. They did a really good job in allocating some of this stuff. Like, because personally, I'm a person that, I don't believe it until I see it. So I was, as you're seeing right now.
There's a lot of different holders, right?
A lot of different holders and a lot of different people in Discord. Right?
Yep.
Like, multiple questions being asked every day. People getting excited for these elementals, which as prime holders, we want, right? Because we got to build this from the ground up. So we just built a good core community with the primes, and now we're adding another good core of the community, which I think is going to be one of the biggest is the elementals.
Let's zoom out again, man. Let's talk about how the elementals fit into the Champions Ascension universe or the game per se. Like, let's speculate a little bit about that. So what are folks getting for what it honestly it's a free mint, right? It was a free mint for prime holders.
Yep.
It was a free mint for people that won the raffles. So this is a free mint. Like, what are people getting for the free mint? Like, how are they going to use them in the game? Like, what type of benefits they're going to bring?
Sure. So I got some up here. Like, I'm on the Champions website itself, and only 10K of these are ever going to be made. So you got to think like, I would think Champions Ascension, its goal is to have at least 1 million players, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it's all said and done. And I mean, it could be even more than that, right? But imagine 1 million player based, and you have one of the 10,000 elementals. What percentage of that? Let's bring out the calculator, unless my boy Z, my boy Z, 0.1. Okay,
0.1.
Z, the DJ. So 0.1, right?
0.1%.
You have 0.1% of that whole thing, which is going to make it very valuable, right? Only tier that can have sublime parts, and we were talking about that, right? It goes divine parts are going to be the most rare part, and and we're speculating here, but could do the most damage for a part, right?
Yeah.
Sublime part is right.
I think that's a given.
Is also going to be not only do the most damage, but their effect is going to be the most boosted at divine. Whatever your part is, that life, death, or arcane has the most boost to its effect from a divine part as well.
Right. Exactly. And sublime part, because this is a skill-based game, so I don't see the sublime part being too much away from the divine. Maybe 2 points lower, maybe 3 points lower when it comes to damage. That's what I would think. I don't know if that's for sure yet, but that would make the most sense. And then it goes, divine, sublime, epic, rare, and common. So
you're getting the chance for free to have the second most rare part, right? Not to mention the NFT and all that, but even the parts the NFT has, like, better than Epic.
Yes.
Right.
That's free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, man, whoever slept on this, man, I'm including myself. I didn't get as much as I wanted to, but this is, I think for free, that's a hell of a deal.
Well, and check this out. Boosted farming and mining. Just put those
Yep.
words, like look at those words. What does that mean to you guys? Farming and mining. Somehow we're going to be able to mine something. This is a blockchain game, so your Imagine can go wild with that, right? Maybe there's going to
Mm-hmm.
be a lot of utility for these things, right? They're going to be able to mine different resources. They're going to be able to farm different things that no other character can farm. Or if another character can farm, they got a big boost to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
They'll have the advantage over base other characters who are at their highest possible level, right?
Yeah.
That's that's what that's what it means, and that's gonna be amazing. So you could have yourself a bunch of minion elementals out there doing your mining and farming for you.
Right. And in this game, we know it has a burn mechanism, right? So if you have a tier, if you're not an eternal, if you're a gladiator or a challenger, if you die, you're going to have to pay some essence or maybe some Messina coin or maybe some bone coin. We don't know yet to bring that champion back. Now, with an elemental, you don't have to do that. Your elemental is immortal. Your elemental cannot die, which is a big addition, to this. It really is the next tier from a prime,
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
Right. What's the main differences between this and the Prime? Well, I think it has to do with generating Messina coin from staking. It's like, what else are we looking at?
sure. So the prime eternals of course, like say give a million player base, right? It's going to be 0.07 rarity.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
just
going to
under,
be
right? Just
it's going to
a
be
little
more
bit more
rare.
rare.
Right, more
Hmm.
rare. Only tier that can have divine parts. Only tier that can produce Messina coin and diamond gear. Right. So the elementals can't do that. The primes can produce Messina coin and can produce diamond gear, which is going to be very useful because it was said, and we don't know how things are going to know yet until white paper 2.0, right? That's gonna might come at the it's going to come out in increments as the team noted, and we'll get to the whole Play Labs thing as well. But yeah, so the Messina coin is supposed to be used to upgrade on your lands or maybe buy stuff, right? Buy land.
Right.
And
Right.
that's the big advantage that you have as being in the prime.
And you can stake and earn that. And I think,
Right.
like, and we heard this before, and I swear we have a whole catalog of podcasts where we're in, like we had the pleasure and the privilege to introduce all the fucking head honchos devs of this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Prime Eternals are going to be like the source of the economy with producing the Messina coin, even just by staking and producing Messina coin, using that Messina coin to buy the land and all that when all that comes out. So I think
They
that's the
have
greatest advantage, and that's why the primes kind of will always be the most valuable.
they have also confirmed that primes will be the only ones to generate Messina and Diamond multiple occasions for us.
Yep.
Even after they've taken down the original white paper, they've still confirmed that. When we had I think it was right before the mint, we had Johnny Casamessina on a one of the spaces, and he again just reiterated that primes will always be the prime piece of prime piece of asset in Messina. The
Yep.
number one. Prime means number one, and they will always be the number one for Messina. So it's it's a great champion to have. But
Right.
Yeah.
the elementals are going to be no slouches either,
Nope.
right? Because
Nope.
you got to think, if even if you have all of that land, what good is it going to do if you can't farm it?
Right.
So
Right.
you want to be, even if you only have just one prime and enough to get one piece of land, if you have a couple elementals, I think you'll be in a benefit for playing the
Well, check
game
this out.
itself.
They can breed with primes, right? Which gives them a mix of different parts, and they can breed,
Yep.
I suppose, infinitely along with the primes, and those are the only two tiers that can have that. The lower tiers might have like a breeding cap, but
Well, they've
also
already said they lower tiers that everyone has a breeding cap of 3.
Right, but we will
The
have
primes
more.
get a reset.
We get a reset.
Primes can reset.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you're speculating that you think elementals will be able to reset too?
I'm having that feeling. Right, and this is just speculation.
I agree because it makes sense to be able to spread the wealth of your DNA.
Right.
With a prime,
The essences.
2 elementals. What do you guys think?
I'm
Like an elemental and a prime.
Personally, I would breed an elemental and a prime, but you got to be very specific in how you do it, right? So like this is just thinking off the top of my head. Say if I have a 2D 2P Grondel, I would breed that. I would, if I go outside a family, I gotta make sure that it's a family that doesn't have wings, because we know the Grondel doesn't have wings, right? So if I'm going to breed a Grondel, I might breed it with the Ilgra.
Yep. That's it.
Or a Grondel.
Or the other one.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that in place, we know that divine parts can be passed down, so we know they would be passed down. They could be passed down, a possibility of 2 epic parts, right? And say if I have a 3 sublime Ilgra, right? Then I know those sublime parts, there's going to have 3 chances of those 3 sublime parts being passed down as epic.
Mm-hmm.
So you could get, I mean, like say if it's a death, and it's a death Grondel, right? A death Grondel with, I don't know, a death Ilgra, not a death Ilgra, maybe a fire Ilgra or something, right? With the 3 sublime, you could get a death or a fire essence with freaking 4 or 5 epic parts possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now we're thinking about breeding too. So I mean, of course we know, but just like to reiterate it, there's 7622 with the prime essences, right? The death, life, arcane. When they breed with the elementals, those are going to have to be the fire, water, or air.
They could pass down as death, arcane, or life too. They just won't be as they're not going to be as pure as the prime eternals, right?
It depends on. So if you're breeding elemental with prime, your offspring could be either one of those houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
As well as every single one of their parts. So say, like you're saying, you have a 2D prime with divine fangs, divine claws, and then you breed it with a 3 sublime elemental that has the tail, the wings, and the war paint are sublime. Dip's right. You're going to have the possibility of passing down the 5 epic parts to it.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever the opposing family's ranking is, like, you also have the opportunity to possibly come out that low as well. So if you're breeding a divine with common, you could still come out with a very low possibility of a common, but it's still possible. Like, so you got to be really careful with what you're doing. You could pop out 5 epic, or you could pop out a 5 common.
Yeah,
with that same breeding.
And let me get clear. Well, go ahead.
Oh, Los asked a question. Say, what happens when you breed 2P5? You got to understand, like, Purity 5s aren't gonna have a lot of rare parts. I know a lot of Purity 5s have a lot of common parts. You're gonna get a high purity. You could get a 5. You could get a 4, but you're not going to get those epic parts, which I think is going to be detrimental when it comes to battle.
Well, I mean, we've yet to see. We've seen some purity in the arena, what it does, right? Some people think it's better than others, but they can still, pull the levers or push the levers and make purity stronger or not as strong. But we yet to see what purity looks like in PVE or even farming and mining with the elementals too. Maybe it has a better effect for that.
Well, they've already said.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. They've said that the big thing for PvE with elementals is that they're going to have the area of effect damage with their attacks, and I believe they even hinted that area of effect damage would be increased, or the effect increased, by purity.
Yeah,
so
could be, and the bar could be filled faster, and you can pass epic parts. Like it could even be, man, like I would breed 2 3Ps because you know that 3Ps, there's a lot of them that have good epic and rare parts because
Yep,
you're gonna have a
very much.
chance to pass down that epic or rare part down to the next. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's just so many ways that you can go, and now we're getting into breeding, right? So let's kind of
Yeah,
like veer
yeah.
back into what the
No, well, one more
elemental
question
does.
on breeding. Yeah. One more
Yeah.
question on breeding, like just so that I'm clear. So you're breeding a prime eternal with an elemental,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say it's a death and a fire bucket, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
saying it can come out with a death, the offspring can come out with a death essence still?
Yes, but it
Yes.
could come out with fire parts.
Well, if it comes out of death essence, that doesn't it doesn't make it a prime eternal then. It's
No,
with that essence.
No,
no,
not at all.
it'll
Just
be a challenger
be a
right
challenger.
here. Challenger,
Okay.
All breeding will always come out as a challenger.
Right.
Always.
tier
Right?
one.
And
Do
the
you
reason that
so then
the
go ahead.
elementals and primes can breed is because they're both eternals.
Yep.
Do you think there will be? You think this is the end of the essences? Like then we're left with just 7 total, or will they make more essences with more drops
I don't
or
think
with
so.
other
I think the seven
gladiators?
is the solid because I mean you can just breed and breed and breed and you got 10K elementals you can breed with now, right? And then if they can all breed 3 times, that's 30,000, almost 40,000. You can add to the supply right away, not even including the primes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not only that,
wonder-
but then when you think about just to touch on breeding one more time, when you do start breeding, there's 7 essences and 12 families, right?
Mhm.
So they have to fine tune each one of those possible 7 essences for all of the 5 different aspects of a fighter that they have. So,
Yeah.
like per house. So that's 84 different options per part. So you're talking like, what is that? Times 5 parts, 420 different moving components and options
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we're geeking.
per
That's
champion.
interesting.
And now
Per champion.
Yeah, we're geeking out
We're
on this, but
deep into it. All right, no, just one more question. And let's not get into the weeds, but is there a way? Like, how would you distinguish? Like, you're playing PVE or whatever, and you have a prime eternal with 0 divinities. How do you distinguish that from anything else? Like, is there a way to do it in the game itself? What do y'all think?
I think you're gonna have halos, right? That's what's gonna distinguish a lot of primes. Primes are gonna be the only one that have halos. They're gonna so far be the only ones that have the FOT, as far as we know. And then other than that,
You
just
kick more ass, then its damage will probably be stronger.
it could be,
things
but
like
it
that.
even says here, top tier in PVE combat. What does that mean, right? Player versus everyone. So they're gonna be top tier in that too. And they're
Oh, the
going to
elementals.
be able to earn, you see this? Earn more essence in battle. So you might want to get a couple of these things because we
doesn't
know that essence is a big utility in Messina and that can possibly be swapped. And if it was not talked about back then, right? I don't know if it's the same now because things are changing, but you would be able to swap essence into fiat and then, like that. Or you can swap essence into other coins.
Doesn't that also say that, Prime Eternals, though, earn the most essence? So the Elementals are going to earn more than all of the tiers below it, but the Primes will still earn the most essence in battle.
Yes, exactly. They're going to earn, so they're going to earn more essence in PvE battles, I believe. So that's where it comes in. Yeah, like the PvE battles, that's going to be the thing for the elementals. Ours is going to be like the arena, right?
Well, yeah, and you got to think about it. If the primes have the Fury Titans, which are geared towards one champion, but if the elementals have the area of effect damage, that's going to be a lot of strategy when you go into 3v3 combat, right? Like, do you want to go in with a couple elementals and 1 prime so you can have a lot of area of effect damage, or do you want to go in with 3 primes and try and target 1 person and take that 1 person out first? Like,
if it ever came to that, it's kind of like playing. I don't know if you guys ever play Overwatch, right? I played Overwatch a lot. Like you have the tanks towards the front, so maybe you just have a line of Karks, Grondels, and Ilgras at the front, right? Just being those freaking tank guys that could take a lot of damage, give a lot of damage, and then you can have the elementals, right? Like you can have a bunch
With
of
the
fire
reach.
AOSs or
The
a bunch
range.
of Zadari. Yeah, right, with the range.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
A lot of different ways you could play that, right? And it's going to be fun. But the next thing, right, Dad? You're going to the whole Plai Labs, right?
Yeah. Well, I think we said a little like the last thing with the elementals. Where do you think like it'll compare? Let's say, for instance, let's use the most extreme example, like a 5 sublime elemental compared to a PE. Call it like a 2 divinity PE or a 3 divinity PE. I guess it depends where, but overall or in the arena, how do you think those two will stack up against each other? Or even a 1 divinity?
It's going to be a very skill-based game, I believe, right? Of course, the Prime is going to probably have an advantage in the arena battle 1v1, right? Because they're just, the divine part is stronger. They're top tier. They're top tier for a reason. But a very skilled player with an elemental can beat a Prime Eternal.
Yeah.
The team has already said they want a non-Prime to be able to beat the Fenrir, the one 5D that's in the game, right? They want that to be able to be beaten by someone or the possibility at least of it to be beaten by someone who does not have a Prime, which means not even an elemental. So if they have that level of skill in the game, to where you have a discrepancy between that much going on and still be able to be competitive, then I think that any of these elementals will still be able to have a good chance in the arena 1v1. The big problem is going to be the Fury of Titans when you're in an elemental going up against a Prime, because you will have your area of effect special attack, which will probably be, it's not focused on just that one person, so you're not going to do as much concentrated damage compared to a Prime having 1v1 focused special attack.
All right, cool. I guess like in terms of like even with this, right? This was a free drop. Where do we see the floor right now before the reveal? We might as well mark it, like even today, January 28th, the floor before the reveal with the elementals. Where's it at? Where we at? See it.
Let's see if we can pull
right
it up
now.
here
Floor for the elementals is 0.062, which it's fluctuated between 0.058 and 0.063 for the last day or so. And then of course you have people that are getting outlier bids and getting them for like 0.4 or 0.3, like some people that I've heard or seen.
I'll buy for that price. So where does that put into fiat right now? What is it, $80?
About $100. No, about $100 after gas. That's the only thing that I would say is that it's not their contract with OpenSea is not cost effective at all. It cost me like $10 to $12 when Gwei was only at like $30 to buy off OpenSea. So,
really? Oh man,
yeah,
that sucks.
It's expensive. Like the gas to buy these off OpenSea is pretty expensive. It's kind of
the gas will stay the same. Like even if the elementals rise in price, the gas will still be that same price though. So it's not like it's a big percentage because it's $100. But even if it were $10,000, it'll still be.
And I think Sunday we're probably going to see the biggest price jump, right? Because before reveal, and the hype's going to be there, and people are going to be ready. Once these things reveal, man, people are going to be ready to snipe. There's going to be a lot of good ones here, right?
And that's why I brought that up.
Yeah, and anyone that did miss out on the mint, make sure Monday, 12 p.m. Pacific time, you're on this OpenSea site and you have the one you want, have your filter set, and try to get a good price for it, right? Because there's going to be a lot of people that don't know what they have.
Yeah, yeah. They'll just sell them, or they'll have them listed.
And it's very impressive here too. 4%. Look at this, 4% listed. As long as we stay under 10, we're good, man. And as you see over here, that's what 357 listed right now. So
Out of 10,000.
yeah,
Right. People want to at least see what they get, right?
right.
Yeah. And so that's not bad for a free mint, right? I think we're talking about
Yeah.
like what the price might be, where it might be before reveal, after reveal.
Mm-hmm.
I think about around $100, man. That's like you can't beat that.
You can't beat
But
that.
even at a $100, like a project like this that is this far in the game development, you already can play in the arena. You can use the elemental NFT
Inside
to
the game.
the actual NFT inside the game to interact, walk around, play around, get a feel for the movement,
Right.
show off the NFT. Like even for sure for a free mint, come on now, that's ridiculous. Like, but even at a $100, that and the potential to earn money as the game keeps progressing, like that's a no brainer to me.
And I mean,
think,
look at the quality you're getting, right? The quality of it. Your avatar is going to be in the game. I mean, cosmetically, the elementals look way better than the primes. Like,
They didn't call it the
man.
what was it, the VAC, the visually awesome champion machine that they made? They literally that Icetoad and them programmed to be able to create these amazing ass already rendered stuff.
Yeah.
All of these assets, like,
They look
and I'm
super
so
good,
excited, to see what these elementals look like, dude.
man.
Exactly.
They're dope. They are dope.
Like I'm getting a water gatekeeper. I don't care if it costs me $200. I'm gonna get one. with
Good transition,
You know what I
man. That's my next speculation. I like seeing where you guys land on the speculation. So, what do you think the range will be? Right, and I need some real answers. What do you think the range will be when it comes to after reveal? We see like some of the higher sublimes. Do you think they'll approach some of the PE prices for the high divinities? Do you think it's going to be under 0 divinity? Like, okay, here's an example. Do you think a 3 sublime will be cheaper than a 0 DPE?
Of course.
Elaborate. Like, what do you think?
Of course.
You think of course?
Of course. Yeah, bro. I mean, the only one that would probably reach to the prices of a PE would be a 5S.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah, I think a 5S has the potential to be more than a floor prime.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's only the potential to be possibly 2 or 3 statistically. I mean, if they're actually using a true random number generator and haven't created already, every single one could be a 5 sublime.
Yep.
But statistically speaking, out of 10,000, we'd be lucky if there's 2 or 3.
Yeah.
If they use the same kind of the same type of formula. I think we asked that in one of our episodes.
And they use the same type of formula they did with the primes.
So they might get 1 or 2 right.
Might get none.
I don't think they're gonna let that happen. As a matter of fact, they aren't going to let that happen because I've already seen
a 5S. I did too.
With a 5S.
Well, there's a picture of the Sodari that is a 5S.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fresh.
So there is but that could just be something that the VAC popped out, right?
Yeah, right.
That might not be one in there. And
what does the sublime parts look like? So divinity parts, they glow and all that. The sublime parts, what do they do? Okay.
They just glow. They glow. Okay. That's it. So it'll probably be similar to divines, where they're either the epic part, or they look extremely similar to the epic part but glow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
And another exciting thing, right? We'll go over here. So, Jam City doesn't own Champions Ascension anymore, right?
Yeah, something big happened. That's I think that's above
Probably
my pay grade, man. Looks like a new partnership. Like they broke off from a one parent company. I don't know. I don't even know all the details. But you have the same team, you have the same leadership, for the same people in the project that are making it happen are still there. They just have new partnerships that are more of I think native Web3. But go ahead. Yeah, what are you thinking?
I mean, I think it's the best move for them, right? Because Jam City, first of all, based out of California, we have some of the strictest laws, right? And I think that was going to be a big thing for them to overcome when it came to tokenomics. Just because, I mean, when Jam City was registered as a company, you know, it was probably under different circumstances and they weren't in the crypto market. So it was probably very legally challenging for them. So it made sense to just, you know, have another company acquire it, and they could take it way more far. Which, like you said, Crystal Wolf, Aber Whitcomb, the team, I believe a 50 plus, and then the execs like Johnny, Ice Toad, and them are all coming over, which is good. That means we have our same team, $32 million from 16AZ. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. Anybody in the space knows what they're talking about. When Dip just said that.
Oof. Look at these guys. Look at A16Z's portfolio.
The partnership into Plai Labs. So first of all, Champions Ascension broke off from Jam City, created a new entity called Plai Labs, and they partnered with A16Z with that investment.
So essentially, what happened was that Crystal Wolf from Aber Whitcomb stepped down from their respective positions at Jam City and made a new company called Plai Labs.
Mm-hmm.
That they were able to acquire the rights to continue developing Champions Ascension from however they did that, and as well as have the entire staff come over that was currently working on it to continue working on it into their new business, Plai Labs, that went and then got funding from A16Z.
Yep.
So,
and A16Z looks like smart money. And I know Dip has it up right now, but they have a nice portfolio.
Oh yeah.
Live, they've got so many things.
Yeah.
So many things that they've either were a purchaser of and sold out, which obviously they made profit.
Yep. Or
they're currently invested in right now, and their portfolio, it spans so many different things. A lot of them all have to do with technology, though.
Yeah.
One of the biggest ones that touches almost everybody's wallet at some point in time that they have is Plaid, PLAID,
yep,
the bank processing stuff. So, like, if you've ever logged into anything with your bank, or had to, like, most places will at some point have Plaid, or already do.
Yep.
And that's one of their current things in A16Z's portfolio. So
right, it's just infrastructure.
Anderson Horowitz company, that its name is, like, they're
everywhere.
A big time player.
Yep.
Big time player.
They're big time. So to have them on board and give Plai Labs $32 million to develop champions, right? And a lot of us listen to the AMA guys, which even made me more bullish, right? It's Play for a reason. Play AI for a reason. These guys are going to literally concentrate in AI, and I have speculation on what I think from what they were saying that you could do, right? Like, so imagine, and we'll just go to the founding team, who the guys are, right? So imagine a regular guy like me, Z, or Dav have land, and we can build our own dungeons. I don't know if they're going to be under the land, which makes sense, right? But what if you could create a dungeon, and it could be just as good as a dev making it, but with AI, right?
Man, we talk about dungeons a lot, man. I'm more of a castle type. I'm King Dav for a reason. Like, big-ass kingdoms and castles, right? With the assistance of AI to help, right?
And that could happen, right? And this is the ideal with it. This could be with lore. This could be with campaigns. This could be with dungeons. This could even be in different type of modes. Imagine playing in an open world metaverse where there is never-ending dungeons, never-ending campaigns. Even when you play, Skyrim, even though when you play a lot of the other games, I think the one that opened up this year that everybody was into was it just came out and everybody was into it. Z, give me an idea what it was.
Those animals, those little.
No. It was a lot like
a game.
Yeah. It came out. I see a lot of people playing, but like for instance, Skyrim, right? You're gonna play that game long enough, and you're gonna run through
Big
everything.
Time?
No, that
okay.
Big Time's
Never
another
mind.
thing. No, that's a crypto project. But yeah. So the idea is like you play the game so long, right? And you end up doing the same stuff over and over again. Imagine you're playing in an open metaverse world that every time you're playing something different, like literally a theme park of different rides.
Yeah.
And each ride is always going to be different because each person in their own right is creativity different with the help of AI. Imagine how much
Yeah.
content that will bring to this game. And the reason why Fortnite, the reason why Call of Duty 2.0 do so well, they're constantly making in-game content.
Mhm.
And that's the
Constantly
devs.
running
What
live
you're
ops.
saying is the players
Right.
can kind of customize and make their own like in-game games or in-game worlds of games or
Yeah.
things like that.
That's
Yes.
just kind of like what I got from the AMA, right? Because they were saying that, and they're even Ryder Ryan was even saying something about lore, right?
They were talking about all about AI. Every single one of them
Yep.
were talking about interacting with AI. Because when I asked the question, like, each of you give me a 30-second spiel of what you're most excited about. Almost every single one of the devs specifically mentioned AI. So the fact that they're leading that heavily into AI, and none of it sounded scripted, right? Like it all sounded genuine. Like they're all excited to start opening up this Pandora's box of of possibilities and what it could bring for not only for them as developers, but for players to develop themselves as well. And on top of that, it goes back to an old AMA, or maybe it was one of our podcasts. We talked to one of the developers, and they talked about having infinite dungeons in Hella, and they already specifically were talking about allowing players to be able to build their own dungeons. This was months and months ago. So if they had that idea before they became Play Labs, now that they can germinate that idea with AI, the possibilities are endless for us as players.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I personally think that is going to be the next gaming meta, because that is what a lot of the high attention true gaming companies that I've seen are starting to build. Another A16Z project called Azure Games is doing a similar thing. Another project that I'm in, Universe, is doing the same thing, where they want user generated content to be the big draw for their projects, because that is where a lot of people spend a lot of time.
Right.
Of time
Building.
Yep.
Look
Right.
look at Roblox and Minecraft.
Oh
And
yeah.
for my kids, like, other than my son plays Fortnite and my daughter likes to play Minecraft and Roblox and that kind of stuff, right? Like my son still likes to play Minecraft too. They like, and I personally am not one of those builders. I like enjoying other people's creations, but like I don't get why they play hours and hours and hours, but they're literally just building and destroying and building and destroying and rebuilding and
Mhm.
destroying. So
Yeah. Yeah.
give
That's like
someone AI to do that with, whew.
it is
So-
almost like a new generation like fascination is building. Even Dip, you brought up the shit, well, now I'm forgetting the name, but that shooting game where you build and you build the
Fortnite.
tower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fortnite.
Fortnite. A lot of building aspect in that too.
Yeah.
Right. So
And even from the Mount, look at Crystal Wolf in this article as a massively multiplayer online role playing game where players can port in their existable non fungible tokens, NFT characters, go on quest, trade items, fight in the Colosseum, build their own custom dungeons, and more.
Yep.
That's
So it's
AI.
coming, boys.
It's
It's
coming.
coming.
Yeah, AI's coming, man. And we even see it right now, right? You could pay one ticket in the Slice of Messina and you can have an AI art picture made from selecting different categories. This is where it gets interesting, right? Because what if you had a dungeon builder software or whatever? I don't know what it's going to be, right? And it just has categories you select from. So, for instance, what if I wanted to have one of the top 10 hardest dungeons ever made because the AI is going to have that in its system, and I want it to be themed like The Walking Dead, and have zombies come around, and you just feel a little certain stuff, and then boom, AI makes the game for you. It could be that simple.
Yeah, yeah. And then when it comes to the A16Z type investments and other games that they might be into, do you think that helps open this up to other projects? Like when they say bring in your own NFT in, you think they're talking about just like Champions and Elementals, or they're talking about other NFT projects that they can probably
That
bring
would
into this
be
too?
that would be the true metaverse. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
the optimal idea, and especially with what other companies are doing with building games, like the if they have the ability to bring in other games assets to this world as well, or even just have Messina as one world in their multiverse that Play Labs is creating, and other entities be able to go to other worlds and vice versa, interoperate in
Yep.
between worlds. Like that's always a possibility, and that would be the true gamer's paradise at that point in time.
Yeah. Read that part, Dip. Yep.
And
Building
yeah,
AI
look at that.
platform.
Plai, the post continues, is also building an AI platform, protocol platform, one that aims to help users generate their own content and assets with the help of generating art protocols that Outfit says it has been developing. Again, they're gonna have
User
more of those
generated.
details. Exactly, user
Yep.
generated, and even
Yep.
and you know what's gonna be the biggest thing? Messina Coin is, I have a feeling, and I'm just speculating, Messina Coin is going to be the source to all of this. You want to build your own game, guess what? It's going to cost Messina Coin. It's going to cost Messina Coin to upgrade your land. And then this AI cannot just only build games, but what if you wanted a casino on top of your land? What if you wanted, you know, a bar, right? A hangout place, something like that. For instance, let's take this for an example. Epic Games has an Unreal Engine 5, right? And it's real easy. You go on there and they literally give you tutorials on how to build on Unreal Engine 5. Now, when you go in there, it's basically a mode where, like, say if you want to put a tree down, you put in the search bar tree, and it has thousands of different trees already made in the Unreal Engine 5 software, right? And you can pick any tree you want. You can put a chair. There's thousands and thousands of different chairs, thousands of different windows, buildings, walls, anything you can think of. So my idea would be the AI would have all this knowledge built within it, and based off the categories you put in it, it would build what you want. Which I think, if they could do it, that would be awesome.
Man,
Do that,
when it comes to, go ahead.
I would say do that, and then give it the ability to be able to come back in and tweak it to however you want based on the minutest details, and you could have infinite possibilities.
Yeah, definitely. What I was going to say, when it comes to like AI learning, like kind of what gets people, and I guess this can be the scary part of AI, but what gets people more drawn into the game, what the levels or what the gameplay might look like, and AI learning, and then creating more of that draws more people in, or kind of captures more attention. I think this is the only like game or platform that's really talking about this, like using these things and following along with it. At least kind of open up that Pandora's box on that. So I think a lot of potential.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. When it comes to that,
They're giving us the potential to be the gods of our own worlds.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. And that's perfectly said, right? Like, that's what the metaverse is supposed to be really about, man, when you think about it at the end of the day. We're world build. It makes average people world builders.
Yeah. That's what I liked about the game. Like, I would like the land part and building on it. So, like, going back to what you said, Dip, is to even build some of this stuff, you think, or it makes sense that you would have to own the land to be one of the people that are building. And to own the land, I think going back to what makes the Prime Eternals more valuable, or the most valuable, is that's the source to get the Messina that gets the land. So the builders will be the people that are getting the Messina.
Not necessarily.
Go ahead. People can earn Messina.
Right.
That's
you can earn Messina.
Yeah.
But will that be okay? So I guess I got a couple questions there. The first one is, do you think you'll have to have the land in order to build? I think that makes logical sense. Like, what do you think?
I
Like, do
think
you have
that's
to be a landholder in order to be someone that builds?
you would have to either that or you're going to have to, like what Dip said, pay in Messina, or possibly you'll have to pay in some way, shape, or form, right? And hopefully that is going to be um, ported through Prime Eternals in some way, shape, or form. But there's no guarantee to anything yet, man.
Yep.
Um, but
Exactly.
I don't
there's
see
not.
them giving away land for free. I do not see them giving away the opportunity to just create your own dungeon that would draw the interest of people away from um, creators who have invested Messina or Essence or whatever token they're going to make you use for creating these dungeons. I don't see them giving that away for free.
No.
Right.
And another thing, guys, because a lot of people I've seen in the Discord have been asking, what's this number one by looks like the water. Right now, like, don't trust the OpenSea rarity because not everything is revealed yet, just the essence. And you see water is, they do just by not even
There's
lot,
a couple.
right? Just a couple, guys. So I say don't worry about this because the essences are revealed, right? So like the blue water, and then we have the air here, we have the fire, and then earth is this one, which I think earth looks a little weird because it's pink, but that's earth. So just kind of whatever essence you have your heart on, if you want to take a gamble, go
Right.
out here and buy off the floor, man.
You got 47 hours. You got 47 hours till reveal, guys.
Yeah.
Clock is ticking down.
And it's going to get more expensive the day before reveal. That's just how it is here in the crypto space and the Web3 space, just be ready for it.
But going back to Dab's original, one of his questions earlier was like, after reveal, though, I have a feeling that the 0-0 elementals are going to be cheap. I think they'll probably the 0-0s are probably going to go down to under $50.
Yeah, and you know what, man? I think it will be a good entry point for a lot of people. So for those of you who unfortunately didn't get to mint the tier 1s, the tier 0s, or the tier 2s, because we know public went in less than a millisecond, this is your chance now, man. Like, I think today the floor has been rising, but if you want to get it at the lowest cost, I would do it today because tomorrow, the floor might go up a little bit more because of anticipation of the reveal. That's what happened with the Prime Eternals before their reveal, right? They pumped up to, I think it was like 0.5, dude, and people were buying eggs for 0.5.
More than that, man.
Yeah.
It got
I bought one at like 0.57 or something like that. So, and they went higher after that. They got up to probably about where floor is right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And another big thing is, right, some of the elemental eternal holders will receive a hungering chest. The origins of the hungering chest are still debated among scholars. Some theorize they were a creation of the Titan of Blood himself. These chests can provide great rewards to their keepers as long as their thirst for blood is satisfied. So you might have to feed these hungry chests, but they give you something in return. And each elemental, which I saw Captain Chris post, each elemental has a 10% chance of getting this hungry chest.
Oh shit!
Yes.
So that'll put them at about 1,000 then.
Yeah.
That would. Yep.
Nice.
They said that the snapshot's going to be sometime in March. So.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Okay.
If you want to move any, that for those of you that had multiple wallets.
Yep.
You have some time, so just wait till gas is as cheap as you want to pay. Move it at your convenience because it doesn't matter which wallet it's in. Has the same 10% chance, no matter where it's at.
Oh, buy it per NFT.
Per NFT. Yep.
Dope. Nice. Okay. Well, that's a little switch up from what they've usually done, but that's cool.
Yeah.
And
but it's a raffle anyway. Yeah.
Let me see. There is a contest going on. I'm gonna post it for you guys too, because this contest they're actually giving away an elemental. Hold on, real quick.
I need to hop in there, man. I don't have enough
this one's going to be, you're talking about the TikTok scavenger hunt dip?
Yes, I do have it up. I'm gonna bring it up. Elemental. There we
Yeah,
go.
so they're going to be running it sounds like they're going to be taking over this Peach NFT page from her. And it seems, I just kind of looked a little bit into it. Seems like she does mostly all of her stuff about Web3 and gaming in crypto space. So
Yep.
she definitely, if that's the case, she's already built an audience that would be interested in this. So hopefully majority of them stay. But it'll be the TikTok scavenger hunt will be an opportunity for people to kind of prove what they know about Champions Ascension. It sounds like. So that's
How the hell do you play?
It's an opportunity for everyone to catch up on the lore, read all the battle guides, your breeding guides, everything that you have that's Champions Ascension. Catch up on it, and then follow the TikTok. And supposedly they're going to be giving out a bunch of different hints or clues. And once the last one is given out, the first person to DM that TikTok with all of the correct clues is going to win an elemental.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, and I know a lot of people have their reservations about TikTok. I do too. But if you want an elemental, this is the steps that you have to do to get one. Or you can go on OpenSea and get one. But this one, I mean, absolutely free. If you guys can get a free one, just get a free one, right? Because floor is sitting at $100. It costs $4 or $5 to mint an elemental. So you basically made like a $95 profit on spending $5.
Well, they're taking 10%, so you're losing 12.5. But
yeah,
if you sold it right now, you're still making $83. So you're making $80 almost in profit
at a $5 bet, right?
On a $5 bet, you're making almost $80 if you sold the floor right now. So decent, but
not a bad deal.
Talking about free elementals, we have to talk about the end of season 3 lore. I know you guys weren't really following along as much, but I was engaging the hell out of that. It was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed the entire story that they did on Twitter and had people interact. It was kind of like a choose your own adventure. That came to an end right as elementals were minting, and they had the top 20 people that were randomly chosen, and they had a one of one that the community chose given away as a free elemental, and that ended up going to El Tiburon de Bocoron, the man we know as LT. So congrats, LT.
Mr. LT, congrats.
He's always in there. Good job, LT. Always winning.
And then they also gave away the other, not a champion, but a NFT. I don't know if it's going to be an actual beetle or if it's just going to be a picture, but they said they're giving away Feeble, who was pretty much the co-star of Season 3's lore.
Yep.
So
without the mask, right?
And that
yep. No, with the armor, right?
With a full paladin armor.
Yep.
A beetle without the skull mask, but with a full paladin armor.
And that sword.
Went to the none other than Bullion or my new crypto account, whichever he wants to go by. So congrats to Bullion as well. And to either of you two, I got offers on the table whenever you're willing to accept them. Just let me know.
Send the wheat, Mac. Send it.
He says send the wheat offer, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Send it, guys.
Drain my wallet, bro. Drain it.
Right?
Oh, shoot. I think we covered a lot, man.
Yeah, we did. And guys, there's so much more that's gone on, guys. But those are some of the most important. Like I said, we were talking about. I think the biggest thing is Plai Labs. And even Krista Wolf and one of the spaces said they have PhD AI experts working with them. So that got me really bullish on that, man. I'm really excited to see what they do, how they implement it, and I just think it's going to be so much fun for everybody.
Right.
That and the opportunities that it opens up because of all the different networking that having A16Z provides.
Yes.
They already used the mint structure that Azure used, and the mint went fairly swimmingly, right? It was a fun mint, and everybody, I think everyone that was active in the community was happy with the results of what they received.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they did
the
well.
possibilities for them to be utilizing other successful ideas from all of these other technological and Web3 and crypto and gaming companies that A16Z is involved with is going to just highlight and improve what they're already doing in Play Labs.
Yep.
And
Right.
anything that they may have been struggling in before, sounds like they're going to be having good guidance and proper positioning
Yep.
for the marketplace.
Yeah.
So partnerships are important, man. It's not even just the investment, but the experience and the talent. The advising that partnership brings.
And we didn't even
yeah.
bring up Polygon. They're going to be on the Polygon
I was thinking
chain.
that.
Oh, yeah. How did we forget about that?
Now I was gonna bring it up. Trust me. But yes, bro, Polygon's a big deal. ETH layer 2. Everything's kind of virtually, from what I understand, is virtually free in terms of gas, and like if you're on the layer 2 Polygon in-game assets like switching and trading and all that, it's a seamless experience where no gas has to be used.
Yeah.
So that's a big advantage.
Big advantage, man.
Here's the only thing though is a lot of games are moving over to Polygon, and which they're doing it because gas is so cheap, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think, it's gonna have a ceiling. There's another project I'm involved with. That's a game, and they put out a video on Twitter about Fractal and Polygon joining forces, and they had 30 different games in this trailer, right? Champions Ascension was in this trailer. I haven't seen anything from Champions Ascension about this, but I also don't follow the Champions Ascension Twitter religiously, and they tweet out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But
why don't you share it, man? How come we can't run it on the YouTube?
I don't.
That's all right.
I don't have
Next
a link
week.
to it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm slacking. I'm
See how it is.
I'm
No,
a bad
it's okay.
co-host.
You're a bad host, man. You're a bad producer. Go ahead.
But anyways, so like these are already so obviously these are 30 of their biggest named games, right? If all these games are going to attempt to have millions of players running on the Polygon network, performing multiple minor transactions and microtransactions at the level that places or games like Call of Duty or Clash of Clans, Candy Crush, Angry Birds back in the day, like all of these games, like they try to have thousands to tens of thousands of transactions per second that go on. And when you have microtransactions like that are ongoing, that's going to drive the cost of gas up no matter what the blockchain is on. So
but I think Polygon is the best for that, though. Like from what because Polygon's coin is Matic, and I did a lot of research looking at Matic because I was buying it.
Matic,
but
yeah.
Yes, I think even moving forward, man, not financial advice, but look into Polygon, look into Matic, especially with games like this that are kind of, they're all joining in one place. A clear winner will emerge, or at least a handful of them.
Yeah.
And it looks like Polygon is kind of in the lead with some of that.
Very promising.
That or it's going to get proven and broke real quick, real soon. So
yeah.
Devil's advocate to what they're talking about, all the ups, there is a potential downside, right? Because it could get stress tested and fail the stress test, and then you could have another Luna. So,
but I think Polygon's a lot more smarter than that, and I think they've been testing it out. Because if I'm a chain, that's one of the biggest things. If we acquire a shitload of games that are doing a lot of traffic, right? How cost effective is that going to be for our chain? Right.
Well, I can tell you right now, I play a game called Sunflower Land that's been on Polygon the whole time, and it was going from like a penny to 2 pennies for gas. Now it's like 10 to 12 cents for gas every time I try to resync my game onto the Polygon chain.
Hey, bro, I wish I played 12 cents in gas.
Right.
Yeah, bro, I was like, hey, man.
Yeah,
I'm just saying though, like it's already gone up like in the span of literally like a month and a half, it's gone up 5 to 6 times
Yeah.
already.
I mean, we'll just have to see with that, right? But the biggest thing is, for me is this whole time that the team was developing and everything, making that pre-alpha, making the stuff, that money was coming from Jam City. Now we have a fresh $32 million to continue production. Very bullish on that, man, because, with a lot of projects, they run out of money in a year or two, man. We just got fresh money and, we have been building. I know the guys in Champions Ascension, when, this was back last year, way back, right? They've been building even before December of 2021, I believe, right?
Yeah, so, had to be right.
Yeah, it'd been about a year, almost a year and a half of development, but Jam City was paying for that. Now we have a fresh $32 million to finish the journey. So very bullish on that.
For next step,
yep.
Right. Right.
At average operating cost, that should be at least another 2 to 3 years worth of potential, without having anything coming in at all and being able to pay everybody at their current rates.
Yeah, and well, as we look too, man, look at the volume on these elementals, which is bullish for a free mint, 122 ETH volume. This is absolutely crazy.
Oh wow, already?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we haven't hit no 1,000, but we also didn't have, we didn't have the influx of people to be able to support 1,000 ETH right now. With the amount of people that have come in, and we have over 100, and we have over 100 ETH traded already. Like we have people outside of the community with their eyes on us as well.
Exactly, man. We're trending. I believe we're in the top 10 right now for the OpenSea in transactions. And
I mean,
usually,
we were number 7.
Man, it takes about a week, man, right? Z, if I'm correct, we've been a part of a couple of mints, and it takes about like 5 days to reach 100 ETH for some of these projects. We reached it in literally a day and a half.
Yes.
Yeah.
Either you have an extremely hyped project and it could hit 100 ETH within a matter of hours, or it's usually a couple days. So the fact that we hit it within 30 or so hours, we weren't extremely hyped, but we have a lot of eyes on us right now, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. And then, like I said, PVE. They said PVE's coming out in February, March. That's going to add a lot more, right? We're going to be getting to pay 3v3s. We're going to be getting to play Battle Royal modes. I don't know what they're going to include in there. I think it's going to be wild, though.
Right. Yeah. And back to that, like and all you need is this elemental in order to play. Like that's you can't beat that in terms of a deal. Getting to play for the elemental,
right? Your avatar's in the game. You're going to be looking good cosmetically, right? And then you're going to be having a bunch of these sea urchins walking around, just regular people. You're going to stand out. Yeah. It's truly, this project, honestly, I don't know any other project that's as far as long as Champions, guys. And I've looked at
and you look. And you're looking.
Yeah.
And what is the PVE then? Like, when did they say that's looking like? And I know there's like 3v3 in the arena.
February, March.
Right.
Okay. They said February. They said February.
I like to give them a month buffer.
Yes.
Right.
Give them a month buffer, man.
Let's just say, hopefully before St. Patrick's Day, everyone will have the opportunity to be playing. Yeah, right. It would make sense. It would make sense to kind of. They said they're taking snapshot in March for the Hungering chests.
Yes.
So it would kind of make sense to have those around the same time with the Hungering chest and the PVE, because if you have to feed this Hungering chest, what better way to do it than kill people in PVE?
And guys, we got a thin floor too, man. So I think
Which one?
It's already at 0.06. So right now at floor, you're paying about $95 to mint.
Yeah, someone in general posted a screenshot, wasn't it? That's
very thin.
Someone who doesn't even hold an elementals. Me lies has said it's a very thin floor to 0.24. So
yeah.
I'm just rolling.
I'm
down
looking.
Here. Yeah, I'm looking. Oh yeah, and then it's 0.8. Then you got
5.8.
Yeah.
0.08. Yep.
0.9.
There it is. I mean, I think, and this is just me saying, I think even at that price, even around the $100, I think that's a really good buy for these still.
Oh yeah.
But I'm going to wait. Me personally, I'm going to wait to the reveal and try to pick some out.
Yep.
Pick some more out. Build a little stable.
Best thing for you guys to do, man. Get on this filter. As soon as it reveals, just go for the traits that you want, the purity that you want, the sublime that you want, and make sure to
send them all to Zmakin.eth.
You can send. Yeah, I'll give you a wallet. You just send them to that wallet, and we'll take care of them.
Take care of them for you.
Take care of them for you. But
Yeah.
I mean, just be ready, guys, because on that reveal, like I said, people are not going to know what they have, or they're going to have their offer ups like they have on right here, right now, and they might be at work. They might be doing something. So at that time of that reveal is going to be your best chance to get these.
Right. Let me throw out one last discussion question.
Yep.
What is the advantage of having multiple elementals? Like, say, for Prime Eternals, you can probably likely stake multiple Prime Eternals, right? But what's the advantage of having multiple elementals? Because you can probably only mine one at a time if you're playing it.
I wouldn't say that. What if you can mine all of them?
Either. Yep. You're most likely going to have to be staking your elementals to get the mining or farming boost, right?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then that's going to be their job. Why would you only have one person to be able to do all the jobs that you have available?
And this is where, man, and I know we're freaking going. This is where scholarship program comes out, guys. For you guys that are new to the project and wanted to get an elemental, get multiple, because for one, you can breed. Two, that leaves a scholarship program, right? Someone else can grind out your asset for you, and if there is going to be some type of scholarship program within Champions, I don't know. I think they would do that. And, you guys can split the profits, right? And that would be a discussion between you and the renter. But that's how that would go. Even your land. Why? Okay, if you're able to build with AI on your land, then why wouldn't I lease that land? Have someone build their dungeon on it. Whatever they make from that dungeon, they're gonna. Of course, you got to pay the landlord, right? You got to pay the rent. You got to pay the utilities. Same thing that goes here, man. Those people have to pay you if they want to put their own game on your land. I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but it makes sense to lease land.
Right. Well, it's possible regardless if it's in the game or not, right? So you can make it happen.
Yeah, definitely, guys.
Shout out to Zesteria or Zesty now dropped a graph. So in the Prime Ascendance channel, he graphed out based on which tier you minted at, which pretty much gives you a range of IDs. How many are listed by range of ID numbers, and it looks like a lot of the T2s are paper-handed. So those are going to be the offers that you get on low ones. So
go to Prime Ascendance for you guys.
It's gonna be that high number elemental Eternals, if you can see the numbers, because I know I can't when I see. But we do have.
There's flippers in here. There's some flippers that they'll take the free money, right? They'll take that $100.
That's totally fine, and that's the thing is that's totally fine, because then you have people who are gonna have the opportunity to get in at a low price, and you also have people who are core community members who are going to be able to get good assets at a fair price.
Exactly.
So
look at Zesty. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Thanks for the graphic.
Thanks for the graphic, man. We appreciate that. But yeah, you guys put in those offers. It's always good to put in offers because someone always needs liquid. Sometimes, there's some times where that person's stuck in a rough spot and they need some liquid right away, and you could be their way out.
Boom. Just take it. Yeah, I'm about to. I think I was going to put an offer on all the floors. All the
collection offers, man.
I'm gonna put my 0.01 offer in on the elementals and my 0.1 offer in on the primes. Let's go.
And on the prime. Holy shit. No, yeah, you're right. And especially after the reveal, I think you're right, Dip. I'm gonna take that advice, man. Before the reveal, it's a good time just to put offers on randomly. People don't know what they have. They'll see an offer of something and they'll just take the money before they know what they have. So yeah, I'm gonna put some in.
Yep. not financial advice, and don't outbid us.
Exactly.
Don't outbid us, guys.
Shit.
I know we've been. Oh man, this podcast hour 27. Sorry it's so long, guys. It's just so much to go through, so much that's happened. And I'm pretty
Let's
sure.
wrap it up. What y'all? Yeah. Well, okay. We'll wrap it up as usual, man. Dip Mackin, bro. We've been doing this for almost a fucking calendar year now.
Yep.
We went through the ups and the downs. We seen the PE price get low. It's a nice healthy range right now. What are y'all feeling, man? In the long term vision, where we're at, what are you feeling like long term with this project?
Bro, like just like I said when I jumped on the space during an elemental mint, let's fucking go, right? Like
LFG.
true fucking hyped right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am so pumped for the elemental reveal. I want to try and snipe some good shit. I got that positive energy that I'm gonna get at least one 3S in mind that I was able to collect, and
Right.
I'm happy to see the energy back and positive in the community. And I mean, we're going places from here, boys. I mean,
Yep.
champions keep coming out with more fun shit. Then I'm just keep having fun playing. So
Right.
LFG.
LFG. Dip, what do you say?
Hey man, very excited, especially with the recent news with Champions, with Plai Labs, right? I think they're doing it the right way. I think the smartest way is to give the power to the gamers to create the in-game content, and from there you can have a world that's just so diverse that is going to welcome so many different types of players and people. You know, I'm liking everything I see. Kudos too, man, to Squiddy. You know, he really reached out to a lot of communities, brought in a lot of new people, right? Allocated whitelist, different wallets, different people are in the community. So shout out to him. Shout out to the team on a successful mint too. You guys did a great job. You guys did right by giving the T1s 3 hours to mint. I think that was very gracious of you guys. And let's just keep the good energy going, man. Very excited. I'm proud to be a holder. You know, I'm proud to be a part of this project. And I think it's going to take us to the moon.
Let's go. Yep.
Damn, dip for Prez after that.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, Dip. Oh, same here, man. Shit, we got in here knowing, I think, betting on the smart team. Not even betting, but taking a look at, I think, where NFTs were going in general. And I think we're seeing this. We could probably talk more about this next time, but it seemed like early on last year or the whole year of like 2022, there were NFT enthusiasts who said fuck gaming, and then there were gaming enthusiasts who said fuck NFTs. I think we're just now getting out of that mindset with, like, you know, with both of those camps, and people are starting to accept NFT gaming more, like, all around. So I think we're in a good place. I think the smart money is here. I'm loving the community, and yeah, let's go, man. Y'all are gonna hear from us a lot more in 2023.
Next time, actually, we will be live on February 11th. And we are going to be having Peyton, the community manager from Azure Games, come in for an interview with the Prime Minds. So, set your calendar, boys and girls.
A16Z fam.
Hey guys, don't forget to give us a like and a follow too, man. We constantly are gonna bring content to you guys, and we love doing this for you guys as well.
Like and follow the YouTube, follow the Twitter at Prime Minds Pod. And we're going to be here. I mean, we're going to keep getting better as a podcast, so we're going to keep doing what it is that we do. With all that said, we good, Dip? Mac? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. We'll see y'all next time. Just like every other time, Prime Minds think alike. We're out.
Bye.